Hi, welcome to Home Video Hangouts. I'm Cody, and I just saw the new movie Arcadian featuring Nicolas Cage and Jaden Martell. This film was directed by Benjamin Brewer and is a post-apocalyptic thriller movie. What I enjoyed most about this movie was the unique monsters that were in this movie. This has some unique monsters that have different kind of traits than I've ever seen in any other kind of movie. So while it reminds me of some other movies I've seen, like slightly a little bit similar to A Quiet Place or definitely similar to the movie It Comes at Night, the difference here is they actually show the monsters and the creatures in this movie a good amount, and their attributes are a little more unique than what some of these other films have shown. And I wouldn't at all say it's nearly as good of a film as A Quiet Place, for example, but it still has some unique attributes with the monsters at least. And there are some action sequences that incorporate these monsters pretty well and make for some intriguing scenes, so I enjoyed that. And then I also think there's a great cast here that did a great job with the source material they were given, so I think they casted this movie pretty well also. Now, with all this being said, there was still a lot that could have been improved with this movie. It left a lot to be desired. And the first thing I noticed when I started watching this movie is it incorporates that shaky camera style that I hate. And a lot of movies incorporate this as kind of an artistic trait with things like fight sequences, or a lot of found footage films have incorporated that shaky camera style. But this film uses it the entire way through. So through the entire movie, we're seeing just a little bit of wobble and shakiness in the camera. And that really takes away from my enjoyment of this movie, unfortunately, because throughout the whole movie, you're seeing, even in just scenes where there's characters sitting around a table or something like that, you're seeing them kind of shake around and wobble, and it just doesn't make sense for this type of movie to use that kind of footage the whole way through. In addition to that, I felt that the source material was pretty weak in this film. I think they could have done a lot better with the source material here to make this film more engaging. And I think the actors did their best with the source material they were given, but I think that this film could have been greatly improved with a little more background information of how this apocalyptic situation happened, some background on the creatures, some further character development. It was missing really all of that. And so that's one of the things that really sets this movie apart from something like A Quiet Place that was very well developed and very intriguing. The good thing, though, is that they didn't waste any time with this movie. The pacing was done really well to where this movie didn't seem longer than it needed to be, and it had some intriguing action for most of the way through. And I did appreciate that, at least, because there are films like this that just drag on too long and are pretty boring too. So in conclusion, while this film did have a very talented and experienced cast, it did need a more developed plot and storyline and better background information. And so with that, I would give this movie a rating of 3 out of 10. I give it 3 because I did enjoy the monsters here and some of the action sequences, and I enjoy, in general, kind of this genre of survival horror movies and post-apocalyptic horror movies, but I think they could have done so much better with this movie, and a lot of decisions they made around the shaky filming style and everything kind of ruined this movie. So I wouldn't recommend going to the theater to see this movie or paying to see this movie. If you happen to have the ability to watch it as part of one of your streaming services eventually, or for free somehow, give it a shot. But I just can't in good conscience recommend this movie with how many things I found wrong with it. So that's just my perspective, though. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this movie, what you thought of it, or if you plan on watching it. And if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below to stay updated on my latest videos. I'll have some more detailed reviews coming over the next couple of days for some bigger name movies, but just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on this one as it didn't get much advertising, and want to just give you my perspective on this kind of unknown Nicolas Cage movie that came out.